Right, you do. We're back. We're ready to answer your computer technical streaming and cybersecurity questions. I'm Brian Longworth. I'm the host of A Faster PC live technical support, and I'm live right now here ready to answer your questions. So give us a call, 772 340 1590. That's 772 340 1590. We'll answer your questions. We're also streaming this show live to YouTube and Facebook. So if you're listening on the radio, you want to watch, sometimes we'll be able to actually show you the steps that we go through to resolve a computer problem, or you'll be able to see. We're actually, some of the things, in addition to answering questions today, we'll be showing you how to stream various content. In addition to that, we're also going to be going over and actually demoing, showing you what can happen when you respond to an email that is a scam message. We'll be showing you that and actually going over how one of our customers almost lost $40,000. Thankfully, they didn't, but they came real close to losing $40,000. We have had, by the way, customers that have lost $40,000. We also will be going over the latest and the biggest cybersecurity threats that are out there. So you'll want to stay tuned to this show. Some ways you can ask your question. Again, 772-340-1590 is the number. You can also type your question into the live videos, one of the live videos going on either at Facebook or YouTube. You can get the links to both of those, both our Facebook channel and our YouTube channel, our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, at our website, afasterpc.com. So one of the things that we are going to switch over here to Roku, and I'm going to actually show this. I'll verbally describe this for those that are listening on the radio. But one of the things that you see is right here is you can actually... You see live right now celebrating Francis, the People's Pope, and it says we can actually just press the play button. So I'm going to press the play button, and we'll see it loading the Roku channel. The Roku channel has a lot of free TV, and so what we see here is a special coverage of the death of Pope Francis. And this is live. If you have a Roku device, you can watch this right now. This is actually from ABC News Live, and you see actually the various proceedings that are going on. This is the Vatican, and you see 12:28 p.m. There is a time difference, obviously, between where they are and where we are, depending on where you are in the world. Maybe you are in that area in the world. But anyway, you can actually watch this. This is the type of content you can actually get. By the way, if you're out there and you're looking, whatever the events are that are happening, you can actually probably watch some of those events for free on Roku. And in addition to Roku, you also have the YouTube TV app. YouTube app. There is a YouTube TV, but YouTube itself, there's a lot of live coverage of various events, and you can add an account or you can watch as a guest. If you add an account, it does keep track of what you watch, and some people, some people may say, hey, I don't want them to know what I'm watching, but you know what? It does provide you with some history, and it also provides you with predictions. So they're going to know what you have watched in the past, and they're going to show you those types of movies. And so you see here the Gospel of John. Last week we showed you how you can watch movies that depict the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. And so you actually see that. That's coming up from the news feed from the history. But you also see Pope Francis' funeral live. So this is on YouTube. By the way, you can get this on your computer. You can watch this on your phone. You could watch this on a Roku device, on a Google TV, Amazon TV, any of those. This is from CNBC, and this is a live feed, completely free. Now, some of these types of feeds, you might have some commercials, and although on a something like a funeral. Hopefully they wouldn't show a commercial during the middle of a funeral. That would be a little bit, maybe would not honor the dead quite as much. But most likely, you actually would have multiple different versions or different ways that you could watch this, different channels that you could watch this from. So let's say we want to do just a search here, and we want to do a search for Pope Francis funeral. And what we'll see here, it actually shows up. We just type in Pope, and all of a sudden we see Francis funeral. We can click there. By the way, YouTube, the search in YouTube is far superior to the search in other streaming apps because, hey, they're the ones that have Google. So here you see AP take on their feed of the post funeral. You see a special report. This is from NBC. This is Pope Francis funeral full coverage. And you also see the closing of the coffin. There's all kinds of different things. Full funeral mass. So that's from Fox. So you see all different types of ways that you can actually watch this. By the way, when President Trump, and here you do see, you see just a short here of the Pope, and you see here, they actually showed an image of President Trump. So and I'm sure they're doing that to get more people to watch. And so you see there President Trump and Melania, and so you can actually watch all of this right here. When President Trump was shot, the attempted assassination attempt, I heard about that. And I went to YouTube, and on YouTube, I was able to watch live coverage. And really, I mean, if you would have turned in, you probably remember we even talked about it. If you tuned into the mainstream media, you saw that the Secret Service rushed him off the stage, and Trump stumbles and this, that, and the other. They didn't say anything about someone actually tried to kill him. But actually on YouTube there were individuals that were posting live video coverage of it, and I actually saw Megyn Kelly talking about it. So all of this is available completely for free. If we go back out to the Roku channel, and I would imagine that probably a lot of the other utilities, or a lot of the other facilities, or the other channels would have something like this on that as well. Again, YouTube, you're going to get a lot of different feeds, and you can watch YouTube not only on Roku but also on Amazon Fire Stick, on Google TV. You can watch it on your computer. You can watch it, and by the way, if you are watching it on your computer and you have an HDMI cable and your computer is near your TV, you can actually connect your computer to your television and watch it through the television if you don't have coverage otherwise. You also, depending on the way your computer or your TV is connected to the internet and what operating system it has, if it has a Roku device, you can do what's called pairing, where you're actually adding your TV or your Roku device to your computer as an alternate or a secondary screen. And you can actually stream what's on your screen, or you can have that as a second monitor and stream something else. And so that's another way that you can actually watch this. But if we go, let's just look and see what Tubi has, if Tubi has any coverage of this. Tubi, of course, did have the Super Bowl this year. Fox Sports did a takeover, what they called a takeover of their channel, and so I don't know that they have. Okay, here's live TV. So probably under the live TV, they would they would have something there. Well, we see the NFL draft going on. So, hey, if you want to watch the NFL draft, this is how you can do that. So we see various events that are happening. Here's a replay on Fox Fox Now. You see a replay of the funeral, and you can watch this. You can watch this live, or I guess it's not live because it is a replay, but you can watch this in its entirety here. And again, this is completely free, just using apps. I don't know if Pluto would have this. Pluto typically has more older stuff, but we'll see whether they have any. And Pluto TV does have a ton of television and movies that you can watch. We've shown them quite a bit, and you can have an account which is completely free. You see that the last time I came in here, I was watching Andy Griffith. So I don't know if they have a live TV section, but there's a channel guide, maybe even a home. Let's go out to the home and see. So maybe Pluto is not going to have this, but we did see that this is right on the Roku main screen. All we have to do is press the play button, and we can see this. This is from the Roku channel. Again, we also saw it. Several different providers had it on YouTube, and also we saw it on Tubi as well. And all of these are available on your computer. They're also available on Roku. They're also available on Amazon Fire Stick and various other options as well. So hopefully, if you want to watch that, you'll be able to do so for free. You're listening to a Faster PC radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have your computer questions answered, is 772-340-5090. 772-340-5090. Also, you can type your questions into the comment section of our live Facebook video that's happening right now over at Facebook. You can go there, search for Faster PC. We have almost 23,000 likes. Or just go to our website, fasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC radio. We're here. We're ready to answer your computer questions, and we'll be right back to do that. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC. This is Brian Longworth, host of a Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, a Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer to a Faster PC, or a Faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
From the founding of our company, a Faster PC has provided our customers with quality service and computer products at competitive prices. We find that in the current economy, this is more important than ever. A Faster PC recently conducted a market survey and found that our prices are the least expensive in the area. Some of our competitors charge twice what we charge. Perhaps that's why more customers are turning to a Faster PC. We're helping our customers save money by repairing their computers rather than replacing them.
Now, wait a minute. You mean a Faster PC saves customers money?
A Faster PC offers the most competitive prices for computer repair in our area.
Wait a minute. Technicians that know what they're doing for less than the competition?
That's right. A Faster PC can handle anything from software installs, virus, spyware, and malware, and those annoying pop-ups, to QuickBooks, Metisoft, and SoftInsert.
support, from wireless networks to hardwire networks. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie. And on the web at afasterpc.com. Call 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a faster PC.
Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio, this is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC Radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page. Or you can go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
That's right, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. And in this segment, in addition to answering your questions, of course, you have to call or type your questions into one of the live videos going on at YouTube or Facebook for us to answer your questions. But in addition to that, we will be demoing, actually showing you how you can actually, we're going to be showing you how scams actually start, and you'll actually see this. And one of the things that you'll want to do is to actually look and just see, is this something that you want to actually take a look at? We're going to show you how this happens so that you can educate yourself, so that you can hopefully not make the same mistakes that some people do make and lose big money. One of the things that happens quite often is people ask, why does this stuff happen? Why do these guys do this? Why do hackers do what they do? Why can't they just be productive? Why can't they use their talents for good, for legitimate business purposes? Well, believe it or not, it's not legitimate. I wouldn't consider it legitimate, but they are actually running a business. And they're doing this, in the old days, hackers did what they did just for notoriety. They did what they did so that, people could know, well, this virus came out and it affected so many people, and I'm the one that wrote it. And that's why they did what they did. But today, there's an entire enterprise. There are businesses, and they have an HR department. They have employees. Some of the people work there don't know that they're working for scammers, for people that are scamming and hacking. They think that they're just a legitimate company. But we're going to go over some of the tactics that they do, and so that you can be aware, and so that you can know this. I'm going to switch over to a full screen, and that way you'll be able to actually see what is going on. So give me just a second here. I'm just going to adjust my camera just a little bit, and I'm switching over to a full screen so that you'll be able to see that. So let's see here. we're going here to the, yeah, there we go, full screen plus cam. All right. Okay, so here we're over here, and what we want to do is actually look at a screenshot from an email that came in. This came into one of our customers, and it actually does have some legitimacy to it, in that this email was sent from DocuSign. So DocuSign is an e-signature portal. It's an e-signature service, and legitimate information is actually sent through DocuSign. But in this case, this wasn't legitimate. What you actually see here, this says it comes from Guillermo Herbert via DocuSign. And the links, by the way, all do go to DocuSign, official DocuSign websites. But it says all parties have completed. Your latest subscription order is now active. And it says, dear customer, your order is confirmed. You will receive the order details shortly. Your subscription is successfully processed, and a payment of $425 will be deducted from your account. And so for your order. So you see here, a lot of people get this, and we see individuals that get this, and we also see businesses that get emails like this. And some of them don't, a lot of them don't say they're coming from DocuSign. This is a little bit unique in that it does actually come from a legitimate e-sign company. So now the e-sign company is not the one that sent it. You see here that this was actually sent by Guillermo Herbert, and you see the email address is a Gmail address. So one of the things that you want to really look at when you first look at something like this and you're determining, is this legitimate? You want to actually, first of all, look at the links, look at the origin of the email, see if the email comes from someone that you know, someone that you're expecting. Do you have a subscription? And if you do have a subscription, what is that subscription? If you don't have a subscription, well, that is actually a tip. What happens most of the time is people receive something like this, and they actually, and by the way, this email also has a phone number to call. And let me just switch over and see if I can get the rest of that email. So I'll take another snip. So I used the Windows snipping tool to get that, just because I don't want to disclose our customer's email address, or don't want to disclose our customer's email address, and okay, so or their computer name. So let me switch back over to a full screen so that you can see this. So it does include, for any assistance, please contact our team at, and it gives a phone number. Now, what happens quite often is people see an email like this, and they say, what? I didn't subscribe to anything for $425. Sometimes the email will actually tell you what you subscribe to. Maybe it'll be McAfee, maybe it'll be Norton, maybe it'll be another service, and they claim that the number there is the number to call them. And so people want to protest, and they want to actually challenge this transaction because they didn't authorize it. So they call the number on the email. And what happens is you get some people on the phone. A lot of times they are from a foreign country. A lot of times they have an accent that makes it difficult for someone that speaks English as our first language to understand and comprehend and be able to understand what they're saying. But and that, by the way, is a little bit of a tip-off as well. But people are trusting the number. Some people trust the number to trust that is a number, a legitimate number to call from a legitimate business to challenge a transaction. Certainly, if McAfee really did send you an email, By the way, it would have come from McAfee.com. If Norton had sent you an email, or Symantec, it would have come from Symantec.com. It would not come from DocuSign, and the email address used would not be a Gmail email address. Anyone in the world, you right now today, in about 30 seconds, could go to google.com, could go to gmail.com, and create a new email address. And this is what the scammers do. This email address was probably used just for a few days. After that, Google realized, hey, someone's using it for scamming. They shut it down. But you know what? What happens is people get this email. Again, they trust that this number is legitimate, and they call the number. And what happens when they call the number is the person on the other line will say that they're from McAfee, that they renewed your charge, your subscription for $425, and the person will say, "What? I didn't do that. I didn't actually order that." So then they'll try to talk you into letting them on your computer. What happens at that point, once they're on your computer, is bad things actually start to happen once they're on your computer. Because what happens is within seconds, they're going to have access to your email address. Well, they're going to have access to any usernames and passwords that you have saved in your browser. That's why we recommend that you never save usernames and passwords to your browser. We do recommend using a password protection software, and we have one that's very secure if you're interested in that. Other people, I know some of you out there, you're using the same password at every website. Some of you out there are writing down your passwords, and then you forget to change the password. You didn't write it down, and so the password that you have is not your correct password. And so all of this can happen. But what we want to actually look at here is again, you want to look at the sender. Who sent this email? So you also want to look at the links in the email. Are the links valid? In this case, the links are valid because they do go to actually DocuSign. And then in addition to that, you want to actually not trust the phone number that's in the email. So, again, if it's a legitimate company, let's say it's Amazon or that it is McAfee. Well, how would you deal with them? What you would do, and in fact, we'll show you how to deal with them in just a few minutes. I do want to actually go over to the site, and I want to actually get a snapshot of the actual, if you clicked on the link and actually saw, it went to the DocuSign document, what you would actually see. So we're going to switch back over so you can see that. So here you're going to see the McAfee auto renewal. So your McAfee subscription has been auto renewed. Dear customer, we have updated our network security and privacy policy as per your auto debit instructions. Your subscription for the McAfee Total Protection has been successfully renewed for and updated for 5 years, and you see the charge there, $495. And again, you see an invoice ID, you see auto debit, you see all this stuff. It kind of looks legitimate. And again, people trust that number. They call that number. Here's what happened when this customer did call that number. They did let the hacker or the scammer onto their computer. And they also, what happens is the username, they know your bank account at that point. If you have the username and password in your browser, they know the bank account. They have the username and the password, and they have actually pre-designed websites that look like your bank's website. And they take you, and this is what they did. They took this person to the bank website, and they said, okay, we're going to refund the money to you. And what they did is they made it look like their account balance was increased, not by $425, but by $40,425. $425. And then they said, hey, listen, I'm going to get in big trouble. I'm going to get fired over this. I made a mistake. I was only supposed to refund you for $425. I need you to send me $40,000. Oh, by the way, how would they know that you had $40,000 in the account? Well, again, they have access to your account because they have your username and password that you saved in your browser. And they know what the balance is. So they're going to ask for an amount lower than what you actually have. And in this case, it was over $40,000. And so they were instructing our customer to send them $40,000 so that, and by the way, if you really got $40,000 that wasn't yours, well, the right thing to do would be to send it back to them. But in this case, it's a scam. You send that $40,000 to them. You didn't get $40,000 from them. You didn't get $40,425. You got zero from them, and you're going to send them $40,000, and you're going to lose that, especially if you personally authorize that to happen. So here's what you need to do instead. Let's say this is McAfee, or it says that it's McAfee. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go out, just do a Google search for McAfee if you don't know their website. But be very cautious here because sometimes you actually will find someone other than McAfee. But in this case, you see McAfee.com is the first place. Now, again, I have actually done some searches where I found other places other than, and a lot of our customers have done this as well. Now, what you'll want to do is you'll want to actually call them right here and see, did you charge my account? Do I have a subscription with you? And they will very likely tell you no. In fact, it's probably, you have contact support, it's probably a little bit tricky to actually even get a hold of McAfee. Now, what we're going to do in just a minute, we're going to go to a break, but when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up, 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now, or give us a call, 772-340-1590, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC. From the founding of our company, a Faster PC has provided our customers with quality service and computer products at competitive prices. We find that in the current economy, this is more important than ever. A Faster PC recently conducted a market survey and found that our prices are the least expensive in the area. Some of our competitors charge twice what we charge. Perhaps that's why more customers are turning to a Faster PC. We're helping our customers save money by repairing their computers rather than replacing them.
Now, wait a minute. You mean a Faster PC saves customers money?
A Faster PC offers the most competitive prices for computer repair in our area.
Wait a minute. Technicians that know what they're doing for less than the competition?
That's right. A Faster PC can handle anything from software installs, virus, spyware, and malware, and those annoying pop-ups, to QuickBooks, Metisoft, and SoftIn support, from wireless networks to hardware networks. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
Conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. Call 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
This is Brian Longworth, host of a Faster PC Radio, where we answer your computer questions for free every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. But it gets even better than that.
Now, wait a minute. How could it possibly get any better than that?
Yes, Cliff. A Faster PC has technicians standing by every Saturday ready to work on your computer.
Wait a minute. Technicians standing by on a Saturday?
Well, Cliff, a Faster PC has technicians standing by Monday through Friday for standard and emergency service, both in-shop and on-site. That means you can bring your computer computer to a faster PC, or a faster PC can come to you. And if you need computer service in a hurry, we offer emergency service both in-shop and on-site. We can handle anything from software installs, viruses, spyware, to multi-site VPN networking. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC, conveniently located at 7186 South US 1, Port St. Lucie, and on the web at afasterpc.com. For more information, call 878-5978. 878-5978. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says Listen to a Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for A Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions, and we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. So one of the things that we were just talking, we were showing you why you don't want to call the number. You don't want to ever trust a number that's in an email. Just because it comes from an email doesn't mean that that's legitimate. Also, just because you search for something doesn't mean it's actually legitimate. Now, let me actually load up. I'll switch over to a full screen, and I'll also load up Microsoft Edge. So Microsoft Edge is the default browser in a lot of computers, and of course it's Microsoft's web browser. In addition to being Microsoft's web browser, the default search engine is actually the default search engine for Microsoft Edge is Bing. And so when you go to Bing and you actually search the web, you'll actually be pulling up information from Microsoft. Now, I actually hadn't been to the Microsoft account page in a while, and I just had a little bit of a memory lapse, and I couldn't remember the website. It's always best if you know the website to actually go to be able to type that. But what I actually did is I was searching for the Microsoft account login page. So I just searched for Microsoft account login. Now, you would think this is Microsoft. Microsoft would want you to see and want to get you to the right place. And you see that it actually, the first entry is account.microsoft.com. I actually did a demo on this show, and it was probably 2 years ago. Microsoft did correct that, maybe because we did the demo, maybe they heard about that we exposed them on a Faster PC Live technical support. But I actually did this search, and I did replicate it on our show. When you search for that, the very first entry was actually an ad. It wasn't the Microsoft page. It wasn't account.microsoft.com. It was actually an ad, and that ad actually took you to a support page where you could pay a company a monthly amount to provide support for you, and they would be able to tell you the information that Microsoft should have told you because you were actually searching for a Microsoft page on a Microsoft browser using a Microsoft search engine, and you would think that they would care about getting you to the right place, but instead they made a quarter off of an ad that would take you to another place so that you could actually sign up for this tech support. So that's how much Microsoft cares about you. And really, of course, McAfee and Norton don't control whether, they don't have their own search engines, so they don't control what you see when you actually search for them. So what you actually see there is there are ways, and you want to actually do the search, and we are going to go to the lines in just a moment. But what you want to do is you want to actually do the search here and make sure that you are going to the correct location. And so what we are going to do, I actually have it pulled up here on my computer. I actually did a search for McAfee. So, if you receive an email that says it's from McAfee and you think that there may be, first of all, I would say go to your bank, see, was there a charge? Do you see a charge? Maybe even call your bank and alert your bank. Even when you call your bank, don't just search for a number for your bank. Get it off of your statement. Get it off of your debit card. Know that you're at, if it's Bank of America, make sure that you're getting that number from bankofamerica.com. And in this case, it's McAfee. So we actually want to be at McAfee.com. And then I clicked on Contact Us, and you see that they have their phone number here. It's not the same phone number that's in the email that I showed you earlier. So this is important that you actually get to the correct place, verify with the vendor that the email is claiming is charging you the money, because we have had customers that have lost big. One customer on this type of scam did lose $40,000, and this particular customer almost lost that much as well. Now, what we are doing for this customer is we are doing our cybersecurity program, and we have this cybersecurity available not only for businesses and medical practices and dental practices and accounting practices and other types of offices, home offices. We have cybersecurity also for residential clients as well. So whatever level that you are at and whatever level of cyber protection that you need, we have a solution for you, and we are actually going to take some steps on this computer. We're going to configure it for least privileges, which means that the username that they use doesn't have admin rights, so that hopefully when they click on a link if they're tricked into letting someone, a bad guy, into their computer, they're not going to have the rights to do that. In addition to that, they're going to have other safeguards. They're going to have zero trust cybersecurity software that's running on their system. They're going to have endpoint protection running on their system. If you're interested in this type of protection, give us a call at 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978. And we're going right now to the lines. And by the way, our cybersecurity rundown, we'll probably have to do that in a bonus extended session after the official show is over. But we have Veda on the line. Welcome to a Faster PC Live Technical Support, Veda. How can we help you today?
Hi, Brian. This is Vita. Yeah. So I'm listening to you, and just last week, this happened to me. I fell for one of those crazy scams.
Yes.
And I'm so cautious, but it's the way I read it, and it's the way it hit me, the way they said they already took out like $500 and something from my account to pay for it. It was for Norton 360.
Right.
So my nephew's really a whiz with computers and stuff. I called him up. He came over to the house and checked out everything. But this was scared me when he was asking me the questions. You know, he sounds really honest.
Yes.
He tells you his name. He says you're on a recorded line.
Yes.
And then, you know, you're looking at your screen and you're answering questions that he's asking you on the screen. And after a couple of minutes, you want to know my name of my bank
Yes.
so that they can refund my money. And then I said, you know what? Wait a minute. Let me go ask my husband to get on the computer and look at our bank account and see if that money was put in there. Well, that spooked him. Because
Yes.
all of a sudden I said, I'm not giving you any more information, and the line went dead.
Yeah. Yeah. But let me tell you
I
something.
realized I was on.
You caught it and you figured it out before they took your information. Hopefully they didn't actually get onto your
Yeah.
computer. If they did,
Well, you know, Brian, I think they may have
Yeah.
because when I got into the room, my
okay.
screen was blue, and it was saying something about 9% downloaded already, and I see the little cursor moving
Yeah.
it towards the
Okay.
screen.
So he was on your computer.
I said, oh, they're into my system. So I need to change that password, right?
Yes.
And if I don't change
Well,
my password,
here's the
how
thing.
can I-
Yeah, here's the thing. Any password that you have saved in your browser, I can almost guarantee you that within seconds they had those passwords. So you need to go out to
Really?
every single page and you need to uninstall or to change the password. But before you do that, hopefully your nephew was able to do this already. You need to check for any remote software that's on your computer, any malicious software that was installed on your computer, because it's very likely that, well, you saw the mouse moving, so you know they were there, and sometimes we've seen, you know, people bring their computers to us and we go to clean them, we connect it to the internet, and all of a sudden the mouse starts moving and we're not moving it. Well, who's doing that? It's the hackers and the scammers that are doing that. They're still in the computer. Typically, they have two ways to get into your computer. The first way is the way that you let them in, and then they'll install another way that they can get in as well. So you want to make sure that that's gone from the computer. Then you want to go to every single site. If you have saved your passwords in the browser, we have some customers that have, I mean, we even have one customer that has like 750 saved usernames and passwords in his browser. Hopefully you don't have that many, but however many you have, you want to go to every single one of those sites and change the password. And I would focus, you know, because if you have a lot of them, it's going to take a while to do that. I would focus on the financial ones first, and then go to your social media and your email and any of those, because you don't want them to get into those accounts and start sending your friends and relatives messages saying they're coming from you and that you're stuck in some country and you need their help and you need them to send you a gift card, or you're trying to buy a gift for your husband, send you a gift card. And people fall for those types of scams. There's several ways that these scammers can make money off of you, and you want to remove all of those from that. So make sure you get out there and change all of the passwords. And again, hopefully your nephew helped you out with any of that. If you do need help with any of that, we can help you as well.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so and here's the thing. You fell for this once. They know that you fell for it. So they're going to be sending you more. You're going to receive more emails like this. You may receive phone calls. If they know your phone number, you're likely to receive phone calls as well. And they won't stop. They're just going to keep at it because they know you responded and they were close to getting you. And they're going to keep trying because you represent everyone else that hasn't responded. You know, they're like, well, you know, that's just a waste to send them an email. But for you, they know that you responded and you almost took the bait. And so, you know, just learn from this so that you don't fall for this again, because they will try again. I mean, I get these. I've never clicked on them, but I get these types of messages that come in to some of my email addresses. We do on a fasterpc.com. We do have spam and phishing protection, and really we don't get them there. But on some of the other email addresses that I have from the other many domains that I have, I do get these types of messages, and you have to be aware, and you have to be alert, and you have to never ever trust the number on the email. Check with someone, check with your nephew knows, or for those listening that, if you don't have a nephew out there that can help you, you can call Faster PC. We have a lot of customers that do, and we help out those customers to help make sure that they're not falling for those scams. So just give us a call at 772-878-5978. And I'm glad that you didn't fall for this, but you almost did. So just use this as a learning tool.
I know.
Yes.
So stupid. After all these years of different questions, and it's just the way it hit me that day, and it's like,
Yes.
I have to stop this.
Yes. Thank you.
And we're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of this show, or just want to listen to it again or watch it again, because you can do that at our Facebook page and YouTube channel. You can not only hear the show, but also see the show. And when we've described and shown you how to resolve computer problems, you can actually see that and watch it over and over again at our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. You can get there by going to our website of fasterpc.com and clicking on links. We're open today until 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 to 5, and next Saturday, we'll be open from 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here on WPSL. The title to tomorrow's sermon is What Jesus Did for Us on the Cross, Part 1. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church Facebook page, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. You can find a Faster PC's Facebook page and YouTube channel by searching for a Faster PC on Facebook and YouTube, or by going to our website and clicking on the links. While there, you can actually watch the show, not only hear the show, but also watch the show and see the steps that we go through to actually resolve computer problems. A Faster PC is conveniently located at 7190 South US 1 on the east side of US 1, just north of Rio Mar. We're also on the web at www.afasterpc.com. Again, that's afasterpc.com. And you can reach us at 772-878-5978. Again, 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
Whether you're a Roman Catholic or not, I want to encourage you to pray for the Pope, not for Pope Francis. The Bible says it is appointed unto men to die once, and after that the judgment. Pope Francis is dead. It's too late to pray for him. I encourage you to pray for the next Pope, that he will honor God and uphold and champion the principles of the Bible, especially concerning life, marriage, family, and morality.
WPSL, Port St. Lucie.
His funeral for Pope Francis took place earlier today in Vatican City. Church bells ringing out.
All right, so we're going to continue our live stream. This is a bonus segment, and what we're going to do here is we're going to go over the biggest cybersecurity threats that we are seeing. And of course, we just covered the a real life experience and testimonial, and you even heard from a caller that had the same thing happen just recently as well. We see those types of things happening every week, and we want to make sure that you are alerted and aware of this so that you can protect yourself from these types of threats. And again, you can give us a call if you're ever not sure whether to click on a link, whether to call a number, whether to open an attachment. You can give us a call at 772-878-5978. But every week we do go over the biggest and most severe, the most critical cybersecurity threats so that you can be aware and you can take action and protect yourself. And this week we're actually going to do the same. And so what we have here is there's a Cookie Byte attack POC that uses Chrome extensions to steal session tokens. It's a newly disclosed attack technique called Cookie Byte that allows attackers to hijack browser sessions using malicious Chrome extensions. So just think, you're out and you go to, let's say, facebook.com or your email, and it says, do you want to stay signed in? And you click yes. Well, there's a cookie that tells Facebook that you've already authenticated, and a cookie is it's just a small file that tells Facebook that you've already authenticated and it's okay to let you in. Well, through these malicious plugins or extensions to Chrome, you actually have that session can be compromised and can be taken over so that someone could then go and capture your email and start sending out emails or start sending out messages to your friends, start posting, even messages on your regular Facebook feed to actually trick people into giving them, the hackers or scammers, money or gift cards, and in the name of helping you out. And people fall for this type of thing. Chances are, if that happens to you, someone loves you enough to actually help you out. I would think most people love you enough to help you out, but most people that you know at least. But really, some of them are also not going to be aware of that this is a scam, and they're going to fall for this, and they're going to actually give the money and or send a gift card, and again, that's going to be helping out the scammers. So this method bypasses MFA, which is multi-factor authentication, and the login screens entirely, letting attackers impersonate users without touching their credentials. Published by Varonis, the proof of concept targets high-value sessions like cloud admin consoles, SaaS desktops, and financial apps. Cookie Byte is a behavioral exploit that leverages weak extension controls, making traditional defenses nearly useless. So you do want to be aware of this and take precautions, and one of the big precautions is watch the cookies or watch the extensions that you allow into Google Chrome. And if you are using Google Chrome, if you're using Microsoft Edge, if you're using Firefox, I would say anytime you're logging into an admin portal, do so in a private session, and that way whatever you do, when you close out that session, it's gone. So there's no cookies that are left over after that to allow them, and also check the plugins. And of course, many of those plugins won't be running in a private session anyway. So going on this year so far, in fact, in quarter one of 2025, there were 159 CVEs, that's common vulnerabilities and exploits, that were exploited. And this happened, in fact, many of these happened within the first 24 hours of the exploits becoming public. So what we're talking about with exploits is that these CVEs were exploited in the wild, which means that hackers took advantage of the security flaws, and anyone that didn't install the patches to protect them. 28.3% of these patches were weaponized within 24 hours of public disclosure. And what happens with this is that the majority of these exploited vulnerabilities were found in content management systems, followed by network edge devices, operating systems, open source software, and server software. Notably, Microsoft Windows accounted for 15 of the exploited CVEs, Furthermore, Verizon's 2025 data breach investigations report indicated a 34% increase in the exploitation of vulnerabilities as an initial access step for data breaches, emphasizing the growing importance of timely patch management and vulnerability mitigation strategies. And here's the thing, this is one of the reasons why our managed clients have automated patches. You want to be installing patches as often as possible. And we're actually recommending looking for Windows patches to Windows twice a day. We're also looking for updates to programs such as Firefox and Chrome and Zoom and Adobe Reader and some other programs on average every 4 hours, 6 times a day, and then updates to Windows Security on average every hour. And so that's for our managed clients. And if you're not a managed client, you could be, or you can just actually go in and make sure that you're installing, just be very vigilant about installing these patches on a timely basis, because within 24 hours, you might be susceptible if you don't take care of these patches. There's an Android malware that turns phones into malicious tap-to-pay machines. So this is a newly discovered Android malware dubbed SuperCard X that exploits near-field communication capabilities to transform infected smartphones into malicious tap-to-pay devices. Distributed by smishing, which is where it's actually where you receive a text. Texts are called SMS messages. And so phishing is where you receive an email that actually is tricking you to click on a link. Smishing is where you receive a text that's trying to trick you into clicking on a link. So distributed by smishing attacks that impersonate banks, victims are deceived into installing the malware under the guise of a security app. Once installed, attackers persuade users to tap their physical payment cards onto their phones, enabling the malware to capture card data and transmit it to attackers, who can then use it for unauthorized contactless transactions. Its distribution follows a malware as a service model, allowing affiliates to deploy it through social engineering tactics, with initial reports of such attacks emerging from Italy. So in other words, hackers wrote this tool and this software, and then they actually allow other hackers to pay them to utilize it to try to infect your phone, your tablet. And you want to be aware of this and really have protection for your phone and your tablet. There's a Screen Connect 25.2.4 security patch. ConnectWise has released a security patch for Screen Connect version 25.4 to address a critical vulnerability that could allow unauthorized remote code execution on affected systems. Users are strongly advised to update to the latest version immediately to mitigate potential exploitation risks. The company has provided detailed instructions for applying the patch and recommends verifying that all instances are updated promptly to ensure continued security and functionality. The FBI reveals that there was a staggering $16.6 billion lost to cybercrime in 2024. Now, one of the things we hear quite often is, why do these hackers do this? Why can't they just put their talents to work for something that's good, or a legitimate business activity? Well, again, it's not legitimate, but it is a business activity. $16.6 billion is a lot of money, and that's how much cyber criminals lost. That's how much was lost to cybercrime in 2024. In 2024, cybercrime inflicted a record-breaking $16.6 billion in losses, marking a 33% increase from the previous year, according to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. Despite a slight decrease in reported instances to nearly 860,000, the financial impact surged, driven by sophisticated scams such as phishing, data extortion, and personal data breaches. Elderly individuals were disproportionately affected, with 147,127 complaints from victims aged 60 and older, resulting in $4.7 billion in losses. California, Texas, and Florida reported the highest number of instances in financial loss. The FBI emphasized that many crimes go unreported due to shame or fear, suggesting the actual figures may even be higher. There's a Chinese smishing kit that's powering a widespread toll fraud campaign targeting U.S. users. So, a widespread SMS phishing campaign. Again, SMS stands for it's the text messages that you're getting, and so phishing again is email that's tricking you to click on a link or open an attachment. Smishing is where you have a text that comes in that's trying to trick you for that into clicking on a link. And so there's a widespread SMS phishing campaign active since October 2024 that is targeting toll road users across the U.S., including Washington, Florida, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Texas, Ohio, Illinois, and Kansas. The campaign employs a smishing kit developed by a Chinese threat actor which impersonates electronic toll collection systems like E-ZPass. Victims receive messages about unpaid tolls, prompting them to click on malicious links that lead to fake payment pages designed to harvest personal and financial information. The kits are sold on Telegram for $30 to $50, and some versions are backdoored, allowing the creator to collect stolen data from other cyber criminals using the kit. There's a critical vulnerability, or there's a critical Common Vault Command Center flaw that enables RCE or remote code execution attacks. So a critical security flaw has been found in certain versions of Common Vault Command Center, a platform widely used to manage data backup and recovery. The vulnerability has a severity score of 9 out of 10 on the CVSS scale. So in other words, 10 is the most severe, 9 is just a little bit lower. This is very severe. It indicates a high risk. It could allow attackers to remotely break into systems without needing a password or account. If exploited, attackers could potentially take full control of affected servers. Common Vault has released updates that fix the issue, and all users are strongly urged to upgrade immediately to stay protected. So if you're out there and you're saying, hey, you know what, this sounds pretty complicated, I don't really even understand everything that you're talking about, much less know whether it's applicable to my situation or not. Well, a Faster PC can help you. Give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978. A Faster PC can help you. We can get in there. We can make sure your patches are updated. We can provide sound cybersecurity techniques to actually protect your computers, your computer data, and your computer network from attack. So give us a call, 772-878-5978. And remember, when you have cybersecurity problems, you need a Faster PC.